Packers and the Cowboys. We'll talk lots about that as we move along in Dom's Dugout today. Of course, that usually would be the top story, but this time it's not. This time it's not because last night, something happened in the boxing world that us here in Albuquerque have been anticipating, and sure enough, it went off. Danny Romero Jr. With a 9th round knockout on his ESPN debut. An impressive performance by Danny Romero Jr. And we're going to talk boxing this first part of Dom's Dugout. Dan Cisneros is here from 8 Count Boxing Hour. Dan, looking at me with that one-eye camera there. Well, how you doing today, Dan?
Hey, good morning, Dom. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you're able to stop by today. I know you watched the fight. You've seen all of Danny's fights. This was another incredible performance by Romero Jr.
The man's just taking a walk, each step, no problem. Put him up, he knocks him down. The kid's shining.
Yeah, we'll get into what it was that made Danny Jr. win last night. Now, considering national TV debut, considering literally millions of people around the country watching this fight, you figure 19 years old, the 13 professional fights. Well, you wouldn't be surprised if he gets excited, tries to knock a guy out, especially being that the guy had never been knocked out in his career. You figure, you can almost expect that sort of immaturity, but not the case with Danny Jr. last night. I mean, he just worked this guy, worked him to the body, worked him to the head. It was a methodical beating. That was a boxing clinic last night.
Typical Danny Romero. That's what good scouting will do for you. They watched a lot of tape on their opponent, and they were ready. And that's what 132 amateur fights will do for you. Romero has a tremendous experience, and he looked like the experienced fighter more than Diaz did, the Iron Man.
Yeah, that's something that we talked about a bit before we came on, Dan, is that so far on the national level, you've heard, 13 pro fights, now 14, but nobody mentions those amateur fights. Was he like 127-5 in those amateur fights? That's a lot of ring work there. Maybe they're only 3-round fights, but still that adds up to a lot of boxing experience.
Oh, yeah, it is because of the travel. He's been around the world, all the traveling, and that's the thing is you fight in all different rings, so you can't always fight home in Albuquerque. To him, he's really used, he just grew up in the ring. He actually grew up in the ring, and being with that tremendous record, he was always in the open class fighting the best fighters. He wasn't fighting the novices, and, he was like put in there with guys who are now great professionals. Sean Fletcher's off to a professional career, and a lot of the guys Romero has faced, and he beat them all in the amateurs. And so when he goes to another city or a foreign ring, no problem. Danny Romero is so confident. He knows what he can do. And look at what he did last night. It was beautiful. What a performance.
Yeah, that was, a boxing clinic.
So did you see Danny Romero's fight last night?
Yeah. I saw him devastate Armando Diaz, yeah.
What do you think?
I was wearing a tie today.
Huh?
He must have known I was wearing a tie today.
Then I think it was, what
do you think?
There?
World title possible?
World title. If not, late 94, early 95, for sure. The world champion is here in Albuquerque as we talk. I'm Dom Zarrella, and you're watching the 8 Count Boxing Hour.